Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone, who do well and teach well. Shalom to the whole full elect and your Akim, man, your brothers pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election strong, man. Shalom, shalom. And it's going to be a land back video on Bishop Nathaniel claiming that we're going to be here for another 30 years. And this is the Elder Apostle Tahar's page right here. What is the 666 Mark II GMS Truth? And this is actually where, I found this video. And they already had the part right there. So I'm just going to play it out through his video, because I did, get it from him. And, I want to just bring out some precepts and, show you how, this thing, if your mindset is 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, you're already starting off with the wrong mindset, man. Brothers that are truly in the spirit want this shit to crack, want this shit to crack yesterday. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I'm gonna let it play and just hear what, Bishop Nathaniel has to say, and then go into some precepts to show you how this is an off spirit of being,
According to the get your mind right, rapture.
It's a thing.
So this is Bishop Nathaniel prophesied end times 2024 presidential race, natural disasters plus rapture. Plus rapture. Okay.
Plus rapture.
Let's eat my term. This is 3 milli production. So this is 3 milli I would take. And Bishop Nate's been on the show more than once. So let's just listen. Let's hear it from the so-called horse's mouth.
In times, that's a thing that's always been spoken of. But again, to your point right now, when you're always tuning into the news and seeing everything that's going on in Israel and Palestine, when you're seeing everything that's going on with these hurricanes, if you had to guess, how much time do you think that we might have left as a people right now in this current state of America?
My rough estimate, a guess, this is a guess,
right.
It's not biblical, anywhere between 20, 30 years. 20, 30, something like that.
Is that hectic? Yes.
20, 30 years. This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 3. Second Peter chapter 3 and verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering, which means to be patient to us. We're not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance, right? But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, right, via the ICBM nuclear missiles. The earth also and the works therein shall be burned up. Verse 11, seeing then all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Verse 12, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, when the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Let's get this in the GNT. Let's get that precept. Oh, look at this. Yep. Verse 12. As you wait for the day of the Most High and do your best to make it come soon, the day when the heavens will burn up and be destroyed and the heavenly bodies will be melted by the heat. You see? So what? While we're here in Babylon the Great, still waiting for Yahweh's return, we need to make our best, because it says what? As you wait for the day of the Most High and do your best to make it come soon, the day when the heavens will burn up, be destroyed, and the heavenly bodies will be melted by the heat. But we wait for what the Most High has promised: new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Right? That's what it says. Where righteousness will be at home. You see, so it is going to come soon, but as it comes, we're waiting for the kingdom. That's what we're truly waiting for. But nonetheless, it's going to come soon, man. It's not going to be no far out 30 years. you know, let's get that word hastening. Looking for and hasting unto the coming day of the Most High. Look up. Excessive speed or urgency of movement or action. Hurry. You see? Hasten, hurry. I make haste to steal this. Is what it says right there. You know, quick. You know, we want this thing to come in quick. We don't want to even hear 30 years. We don't want to hear 5 years. We don't even want to hear a month. Okay? But nonetheless, man, Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse verse 22. Son of man, what is that proverb they have in the land of Israel, saying the days are prolonged and every vision faileth? What does it mean to be prolonged? The days are prolonged. Let's go into that word real quick. Continuing for a long time or longer than usual, lengthy. You see, 20, 30 years. Verse 23, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will make this proverb to cease. Cease means to stop. Meaning the Most High is going to have it to where Jake is not thinking that this thing is going to be for the next 20, 30 years, but really is going to be down the street. And they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. Right? This is why you have, you know, the charagma getting ready to be pushed heavily. This is why you have World War III getting ready to pop off. This is why you have, all we need now, look, all we need now is the mark of the beast. Because look, the demonization of the ministry is already here. They already passed the law. It's already going through, going through whatever Congress and whatnot. And if you protest or have anything to say against them small hatters or them people out there in our land of Israel, that you are subject unto 20 years in prison or up to $1 million fine. And what do we brothers out there in the highways and the byways have already been, demonized for? And what have we brothers that go out to the highways and the byways have already been demonized for? Hate speech. Hate speech against who? The ones that they're getting ready to pass a law about, that we can't talk about them. And if you do, you're gonna what? Go to jail, or go to, or receive a fine that you're not able to pay back. So it's just jail. Really, they're gonna send you to jail. So what the family of the word is already here. It's just a matter of Esau Edom really implementing it. The economy is getting ready to crash because Esau Edom's getting ready to bring in this CBDC system. So we're already at the end of this thing. It's not gonna take Esau more than, it shouldn't even take Esau more than 5 years to get all this stuff set up. And that's me even speaking in the long run. To me, that's a long time. Right? For us brothers in the right spirit, that's a long time. We want this thing to happen right away. We want this thing to start cracking off now. But nonetheless, we understand that things and prophecy has to be fulfilled. And it's just a matter of time before, the scriptures say, let me get this in the book of 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Because you can't have a educated guess. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3. Because what? The scriptures say that what? Verse 7. So like in verse 7. 2 Peter's or 2 Thessalonians. KJV, is it? First Thessalonians, Salakia 5. Okay, it's all good. 1 Thessalonians the 5 and verse 4. And this precept here proves that us brothers can have an educated guess, and brothers can tell you right now it's not going to take Esau Edom 30 years to set up his new world order. Looking at the times that we're in right now, right? Because it says what? Verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Us brothers know what's getting ready to come down the pipeline, man. We're seeing everything. The docks are, empty. Famine's gonna, brew up. Chaos is gonna come about. Job shortages, the dollar crashing, everything going up in price, people losing their job. Esau Edom is getting ready to fulfill that order out of chaos. And that's gonna bring that. And how is he gonna bring in that order? Through the CBDC or the microchip, man. The RFID microchip. All right. And we're already here in the midst of Esau Edom getting all this stuff set up. What's happening out there in the Middle East? They're going to war. Russia going to war. Everybody is at war. It's just a matter of time before Israel really forces America to go out there and protect them and fight, because the scriptures say that, hey, the least of the flock shall drown them out. Hey, man, this is where we're at in prophecy. We're not at the 20, 30-year mark anymore, man. We're not at the 40s, 25 years, 20. No, we're down to the Most High is going to speed up the time, coming into the end, because no flesh is going to be able to be saved. So we're getting ready to come down to the end of this thing, man. It's just a matter of, it can be months, it can be a couple of years, but 20, 30 years, and that's your mindset, bro, fuck, you're tripping. So yeah, I just wanted to go up on this, or touch up on this topic. Not, gonna be here for another 30 years is an off spirit to be in, man. You shouldn't be in the mindset to want to be here, for 30 years or 40 years or 50 years. You should know in your spirit, honestly, that we don't even have that much time left, man. If the spirit is supping with you, and you can, feel it. So with that, I want to close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Kakudash.